So we have a look to the demo environment. We see that we have first of all the process services of Alfresco, where we start the process of the purchase requisition. Then you will see we can go forward to the Fiori application and finally to the content services. First of all, let's create a workflow for a purchase requisition. So first of all, we start the workflow. So we take here the create purchase requisition and somebody want to start this purchase requisition workflow. So that's it. It was the first step, so we can do this automatically by some manual task or whatsoever. Now, in this case, I always send the work items to myself. We receive the item. And in this item, I have to first choose which SAP system is relevant in the background where I want to finally create my purchase requisition. So we go here for our pay system. Then we have to choose a plant. So let's search here for for example, here the IDES, because it's IDES system in the background, and we choose a material, and these informations are really coming from the SAP system. So here you see this is already connexas for process, as we fill in here SAP data in the Alfresco process service environment. Then we need a quantity. Let's take 10 pieces. The delivery date, anywhere here in April. We have demo, and we can select a person, so it's ourselves. We select here, for example, the administrator. So to finalize this step, we press complete here. Now the task has disappeared and we go to the next level. We go to the Fiori app, and we are now an approver and we're waiting for the next work item. So we can refresh here this one, and you see now we get this work item for review, and I'm here in the SAP Fiori environment, can search for my tasks, task in queue, but here we stay here for the work item that we created right now. So we can check here, are these entries valid? So this is exactly what we entered right now. And we can say, okay, perfect, that's it, create a purchase order. So you see, we can perform the process in Alfresco for processes, and we can also perform this here in the SAP Fiori environment. Going back here to our Alfresco process service overview, we see now that we had this review task that has been performed on the Fiori site, and when we check here again, we finally will see that we receive a protocol, and we see that already something has happened in the background. So in the protocol that is attached now to this process step, we see the steps that we have performed before, and in the background the system already created a purchase requisition on the SAP side. So we are done on the Alfresco side, but I will come back to this step maybe also, or I do it right now, because we want to really finalize this step here on the Alfresco side and say we publish this protocol to Alfresco. And by the way, this document will also be linked then to the SAP side. Now let's have a look to the SAP world. What has happened in the SAP world? We started here our process, and I told you in the background we created a purchase requisition based on our information that we collected on the Alfresco side. So first of all, I look here for purchase requisition, and you see that I remembered the number. So let's have a look at here it is. So here's the purchase requisition that we created right now. See here our material and the short text that we delivered. We can have a look in here for the details. But also interesting, we have here the so-called services for object. And when we check here the attachment list, we will find, here is really something attached because we want to know what has happened in the outside world, so what has happened in Alfresco. So it's easy for us to stay here in the SAP environment, simply open this document, which is, by the way, the protocol that has been automatically created by the Alfresco process services. So here we have all the information what has been done outside in this protocol. So I think that's it. Also maybe interesting to see, of course, we are completely integrated here in the SAP environment also to create and store additional business documents. For example, we can not only store this one PDF that has been done automatically, we can also select here a document to be stored manually. So in this case, you have seen that we simply stay here in the SAP environment. We take a document that we can drag and drop. So you see, I take here a document from my desktop, drop it here to the SAP environment, and I just text demo, whatever. So you have the chance to type here some description, and an additional document now has been stored from my front end. So you see different areas where the documents are coming from. When I check here my attachment list, of course, now we have a new document. The one has been created by me. I'm logged in as Alfresco user, and the other one has been created by the admin user. I have been logged in here on the Alfresco side with the admin user. Of course, we also can display this document in SAP. So again, the SAP user is happy because they stay in their known environment, get all the documents on a fingertip. So I think now we have seen enough from the SAP side, so we're completely integrated in SAP, can handle the documents from within the transaction. Now let's finally go also and have a look over to the Alfresco content side. So what has happened on the Alfresco content side? So seeing the Alfresco content side, you see we have many options to find the documents. First of all, we see that here this protocol has been created, so we can display the protocol like this in the Alfresco environment. Simply, this is my entry screen of Alfresco, and I'm logged in as administrator and can click what has happened recently here and find the document immediately. We see that for this document we have received some information back from SAP, which we are linked to. You see this purchase requisition and the requisition number, even some details for the deletion date. This is coming from SAP, that we have to keep it for 1 year, for example. But also it's interesting, we have nice feature like we search here for the purchase requisition number, and you see immediately we get the two different documents that we created. The one is the protocol and also the invoice. It's invoice, the purchase order. So this was the demo document that I uploaded. And you see it's easy to get all the information right from a fingertip here in Alfresco. All documents are grouped together. We see here that we even built a folder structure for this. So for purchase requisitions and the number, and we have here stored in the file. We also retrieved the SAP details of the document. That's why we find the document by searching for the purchase requisition. We get here also the details that we have over from SAP. And finally, if you want to see more, so you want to also get more information, we offer the end user the chance not only to work in Alfresco, but also go to SAP and get all the details that's interesting. So I have to log in, but I'm directly forwarded to the correct SAP transaction with the SAP web GUI, and you see I can get all details again here by a simple jump to the corresponding SAP system. So as a summary, we have seen we start the workflow here in the Alfresco process services. We get help and fill metadata that is based on SAP stuff. We can also have a look at these processes on the Alfresco on the SAP Fiori site. We see what happens with the documents in the background in Alfresco as a single source of truth on the content side. And finally, we have the chance to jump between all these systems by a single click. Please feel free to contact us for any additional information around the integration of SAP and Alfresco, and especially concerning here the Alfresco Process Services or Alfresco Content Services integration. Thank you.